Hi friends, Simit here from InformedTrades.com. Today is January 27th, 2014. Time for our daily Forex chart review. I apologize today. I know I am about an hour and 10 minutes late. We like to normally start at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, which is 1 p.m. GMT. Today I had some personal issues running a little late. Apologize for that. I'll try to set up a system that allows those who are watching this to be notified if I'm running late or other delays. Okay, so first thing, before I get into my trades, just for those who are joining us, this is basically where I share my take on the charts, specifically on the Forex market, the trades I'm placing, and how I see things based on the daily chart that I'm looking at. But before we get into that, I just want to take a look at the S&P 500, because I think there's a really interesting chart pattern here that, just from an educational perspective, I thought was worth highlighting. Okay, this is a monthly chart of the E-mini S&P 500. Last week, this past Friday, you know, the E-mini or the S&P got a lot of attention because it was the biggest down week since June of 2012, I think, something like that. Friday in particular was a big decline, big relative to you know, what we've seen, where it's just been like last year was a 30% run up or something like that. Anyway, so this is a AB-CD pattern, AB equals CD pattern, and well, the basic idea is, you know, you draw point A to point B, then you have a pullback, and once you're at point C, you can sort of get a projection of where point D will be. So from this perspective, you know, in 2000, obviously we had our big decline into 2009, and from here you could start to say, by, let's say, you know, early or by summer of 2009, you could make a strong case that the bottom was in, or you could at least have that viewpoint the bottom was in. From there, you can sort of, you know, look, here's point A. If you're thinking AB equals CD, you can see point A. You might draw point B here in October, or excuse me, April of 2010. It becomes more clear here. Point B, point C. Generally, C should be a 38.2% pullback. Let's actually measure that to see if that really is applying here. Fibonacci retracement. And point A should be, okay, so let's modify this, add a 0.382. Okay, so we do get a 38.2, and that's a key thing here. So by the time we see this, you know, we see this bullish engulfing, we see, all right, we've had a 38.2%, almost exactly, pullback, and you may have seen that even on this candle in August 2011, from A to B, and so now you have our AB, here's C, and you can project that C to D will equal the distance of A to B, and if we do that, then that gives us a target right up here. So we've basically completed this move almost exactly. So for those who are, if you're looking to get long here on this pullback, you know, now would make a lot of sense to, you know, exit at least on the completion of this trade. I think AB equals CD is a pattern. That's something that I personally like to look at in certain situations. I think it's a good, you know, long-term projection. That's where I really like to see it. You know, monthly chart, that type of thing. So I just wanted to mention that as something I thought was interesting from an educational perspective. Okay, now let's go back to the trades. Now, I usually, as those who've been watching these videos like to know, I like to start with the trades that I have on at the moment. I should note that January has not been a good month for me. I have lost 6 or 7 trades. I lost a bunch on Friday. Overall, I've lost on 6 or 7 trades in the month of January. I'm down a little less than 2%. So it's not the end of the world. I can still recover from this. However, I might be able to I might just, with one trade, I might be able to make, get back to break even. It more likely will take 2 trades. So 2 consecutive winners. So that's not, I mean, I've definitely had that before. It's a little disappointing. January, obviously, we don't want to be too far down. 2% is where I start to get a little concerned, because I really want to keep the drawdown low. In my experience, I've had some years pass where, you know, I was at like 8%, 9% drawdown, and then it just becomes really tough to build your way up. In 2012, you know, I had one month where I was down 8.5%. Now I did end up closing the year positive. You know, I was like up 3% for the year, but it would have been much better for me if I had managed that risk in that 1 month. It was basically just that 1 month that really messed up 2012 for me. Otherwise, I would have had double-digit gains. Anyway, so that's a learning experience from that. I learned to keep my drawdown tight. Now here is where Canada yen is basically okay. So I'm up on this position. I closed out on Aussie yen, closed out on Euro yen. Those hit my stops. Canada yen though, it did get filled. So that's looking good so far. My stops at 91.58 or 55. Not really doing anything. I'd like to see this level breached. Let's draw a line here. Okay, so if we can close above here, let's make that a little thinner. Let's make that orangish. Oh, let's make it a little darker. There. Okay. Now, if I can close above that level, which is 93, so basically we have 70 pips to go. I want to see 70 pips. Is that where we're at? Oh, we're almost at that level now, actually. I just want to close above this. So today's candle, if we close above this, I may be justified in moving to break even. So that's what I'm thinking. I always like to move to break even as soon as I can, but not do it too early. That's a little bit of an art itself. I'm still working on that. But at least this is my initial reaction. Once we can close, you know, I'd really like to see close at, if we can go 20, 30 pips higher, close above this level here, clear this level convincingly, then I'd feel confident moving to break even. Basically, I like to clear a resistance level before I move to break even. Okay, a short-term resistance level or near, you know, minor resistance. Euro Australian dollar, yeah, same deal here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, yeah, just need that pullback really. So we're starting to get a little bit of a reversal here. However, I would like this. Let's actually, just out of curiosity, let's do a Fibonacci from here to here. Okay. I can take off the 38.2 now. And let's add our indicators, 50 simple moving average and the 200 exponential moving average. Okay. Yeah, I really would like to see a pullback to 50.30. We'll see if the 50 simple moving average can climb up a little bit. I may be interested in entering here. Let's change that color to black. Let's make it a little thicker. I'm still going to be a little cautious about it because I want to see if the 50 simple moving average can rally. I also want to see how price action behaves around here. But I could be persuaded to enter at 52.80. I think that could be an interesting level. But in any event, at this point, it's just time to wait. Euro Canada. Okay, nothing. This is definitely still waiting. 48.10 at the absolute earliest. This is also, you know, from my Canada yen position that I'm long on. It's good to see Canada rally. We've talked a lot about this. Let's actually look at pound Aussie and pound Canada. Okay, pound Aussie also looks like this is a great reversal stick pattern here. And I'm tempted to, you know, keeping an eye out for counter trend patterns that may be interesting. Let's see if this was good. But at this point, pound Aussie also needs a pullback. Pound Canada. Okay, we had a big down day. It's rallying a little bit, so that's not the best of signs for my short or my long Canada position. But that's okay. I wouldn't necessarily change anything on my Canada yen position. We have a couple price channels here, and it looks like we could be testing the top of that. So we'll see if some people may find this to be interesting. I'm actually going to, just like I did on Euro Canada, it's going to be at least here before I can be of interest. Got to give back this big candle. I have to give that back before I can consider entering, at least based on the current price action. We'll see if we have another leg up that's starting. Okay, back to Euro pairs. Euro pound. Oh, look at this. Okay. We're at a 61.8 Fibonacci level. Is this a short opportunity here? There's that black line. And, oh, from here. Yeah, I just would I'd really like to see it move up a little bit. Let's move this here. Yeah, I'd like to see more of a give back here. I mean, maybe it'll head back down, but this is too aggressive for me. If we come back to 83.20, this range, I'm still not sold until we get back into the 8300 above that. Right now we're at 82.40, so still got a ways to go. Okay. Euro yen. I got stopped out on this on last week. Looks like it's rallying, although we'll see. Now I'm inclined to. We're below the 50 simple moving average. Trying to move this line down. Okay. Delete this. Okay. If we can go to 138.70, which is about 200 pips, that might be a level to buy at. We'll see. At this point, I'll keep an eye on Euro Yen. Could be interested in trying again on this pair. Let me see what it looks like on a 4-hour chart. No, this is interesting. Okay, so this may have been the bottom right here. We have a long wick candle here. We'll see though. If it falls to 138.70, I definitely want to take my time with this. I'd like to see how price action. I'd like to see basically with this particular instance, I'd like to see the market fall to 138.70. I'd like to see bulls step in to defend that level, and then I put my order in. That's anticipating another pullback to 138.70. But we'll see. At this point, nothing. Euro Kiwi. Okay, still in this range. Man. So this is one that well, I messed up some of my trading. I had this, this whole range here. Market left without me though. I canceled my order and then anyway, messed up this execution a little bit. I think I understand what I did wrong. I should have just left the entry order on, but that's okay. Live and learn. Nothing at this point in Euro Kiwi. Maybe it goes to one of the lines on there, but right now we're just sort of hanging out in the middle. Euro US dollar. Okay, this looks like it might be reversing. I think it stopped. Oh no, dollar Swiss is what I traded. Yeah, it looks like it might be reversing. I'm interested in I still see this as a bullish trend. But we'll see. I think if it falls back to what's this, 135.25, right around here, I might be interested in putting on some long orders. But we'll see. Still have to fall about 150 pips. It looks like the signs are reversing, but we'll see. Okay, so that does it for the euro. Let's go to the pound. Okay, we looked at pound Aussie, pound Canada. Let's look at pound Swiss. Pound Swiss is in many ways a mirror of Euro Swiss. Okay, big up move today. Now this may be something that I want to enter on. Let's start with. Let's delete that line. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna put an order on for pound Swiss, order to go long. Let's see what the 4-hour chart looks like. Okay. Okay, so I will go long at this black line. I will put my, let's draw another. Where to put the stop? That's always a challenge. Let's see, put it right here. Is that, so that would be risking, oh, okay, yeah, this works. We'll put the stop there. Just a little bit of reaction here. Put the stop there. And 70, 50. So it's about 80 pips I'm risking. And okay, so risking about 80 pips, and we will target 350. So what's that put us at? So that's almost yeah, that's over 4-1, right? It is. Over 4-1. That's nice. We'll go all the way up to here. Make that green. Okay, so here's our trade. Enter at 47.47, stop at 46.68, target 51.01 on pound Swiss. I'll be entering this this trade. Okay, long pound Swiss. Pound yen. And nothing with pound yen just yet. Would like for it to fall a little more. But nothing at this time. Pound Kiwi. Oh, let's see. Now, are we interested? Is this a short opportunity? Let me move this blue box a little over. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so one thing that's bringing me a little hesitation, I think I'm going to put this order on, is that, oh, well, No, I think I will not put this order on. Because on one hand, while there's a range, I also see price above the 50 and 200 EMA. So I'm a little reluctant to, let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Okay. I might come back to this. I could short pound Kiwi. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, I'm going long pound Swiss. Do I want to short? So basically trade the opposite direction, which I think I will. I'm going to come back to this though, modify the lines a little bit in my target entry here as well. Okay, possibly. We'll see. Let me come back to that, think about it a little bit. Pound dollar, still need more of a pullback. Okay, so that does it for basically just need to come back here, 62.62, so that's about 310 pips away. Nothing else really about this pair at this time. Let's go to the dollar. Dollar Canada. Okay. Well, this is good for the Canada yen position I have on. Canadian dollar finally looks like it's starting to rally a bit. It really, I mean, look at this. Going back to January 6th, basically the whole month of January, it's just kept losing value. Looks like it may be ready to decline. And this is what I'd mentioned. You know, when you see an asset appreciate like this at this steep of a acceleration rate, once it turns, it might fall just as fast, if not faster, down. You know, there's the old saying: you take the stairs up and the elevator down. That applies to, or it could be applying to dollar Canada, which would make it an interesting idea to short. And I'm not doing this yet. I still want to trade with the trend. But you know, even if you're wrong here, let's say you tried calling a reversal here. If you're wrong and you position your stop properly, and you try again, it can really work. You can make a gain big enough where it's not, you know, it's worth it to try. Okay, so that's dollar Canada, dollar Swiss. Yeah, this is the same as the euro. Still want to see it. Same as euro dollar. Still want to see it rally up to here, and that could be interesting short then. Okay. And dollar Singapore. Oh, okay. So this is well, this is another pair. Okay, so this is an interesting potential short. Um, we'll see though. I wouldn't want to short it yet. I'm still more interested in buying the dip. Gonna keep these lines on here. But you know, as I'm thinking more about counter trend trading, I'm just, you know, analyzing it from that perspective. At this point, you know, it is kind of these candlesticks at this resistance level is a really nice sign. However, I would like to at this point wait until it falls to support, or wait until a dip that I can buy. It could be earliest is 26.93. However, I may need a long one. We'll reevaluate at that time. Okay, so that's dollar Singapore. One thing I didn't look at is dollar yen. Probably nothing here. Oh, spoke too soon. Um, there still is nothing really. However, we're getting close. So I would like to see it pull back a little more in a little range form. We are about 200 pips away, a little less than that. So maybe a couple days it'll be ready. Let's see if we can get a range forming at 103.31, at least a couple candles. Okay, so that's dollar yen, or that's the dollar. Now we can go to the Canadian dollar pairs. Canada Swiss, basically just Canada Swiss and Canada yen here. Okay, Canada Swiss is reversing. So now if we can pull back to 83.10, about 150 pips, that might be an interesting short opportunity. At this point, though, just waiting. Also, some may feel comfortable entering it, shorting at 82. If we retest the bottom of this trend line, I personally, you know, I want to see the horizontal lines expressed or respected. I'm a little less interested in in the diagonal lines, the price channels and things like that. Price channels, I think, are interesting, potentially when you're in a trend and looking to add to a position. Pyramid in. I don't really like to give them too much credence outside of that, at least at this time. And that, of course, is not to say it's the only way or even the best way. That's just, sort of how the analytical method that I feel most comfortable with, and that has sort of worked for me up until this point. Canada, again, we talked about this earlier, have that long position on. Wanted to clear that gold line at 93, then potentially move the stop to break even. However, at this point, not much to do. Okay, so that covers Canada. Now we move to the Australian dollar. Aussie Canada. Okay. Now this is, yeah. This is something I would feel more. I'm trying to debate whether this is a range-bound trade or I should wait to short it. It's looking a little range-bound at this moment. We'll see. I might let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Yeah. Well, we do see a pattern of lower highs here. Okay, I think I need to. I'm gonna stay off this because I need to clarify my rules on range-bound trading. Is still something I'm a little new to or returning to. I would like to see. I need to have a range a little more clearly defined. This is still a little young as a range. We have 1 test, 2 tests, 3, 4. So the bottom is clearly established. However, the top. 1, 2. I'd prefer to see the top established once more, and then I'm more interested and more comfortable shorting from the top on Aussie Canada than buying this dip just yet. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't think I want to buy at this time just yet. Aussie Swiss. Okay. Nothing really at this time. Still waiting for that pullback. We got about 300 pips to go. Aussie Yen. Okay. Now we've broken out of that range. We're clearly, maybe not so clearly. Let's see. Still waiting on this. We've broken, out of that range. The 50 is above the 200 EMA. They're pretty close though. Yeah, I don't really like the price action on this pair. It seems still too choppy. I don't see the clear trend. Maybe it's headed down. If it is headed down, though, so I'm potentially interested in shorting at 91.07. If we can pull back there, and if we get a range, this is another pair where I want to see a little bit of a range format. I want to see a couple candles at 91.07. Let's say it pulls back there. I want to see 2 candles, 1 or 2 candles, basically. A little bit of a range forming, so 2 or more, not 1. That would give me a little more confidence in shorting. Okay, so that's Aussie Yen. Aussie Kiwi. Okay. Yeah, this is still, we're in a downtrend. This is a nice range forming, so it looks like there's some accumulation going on. Let's see if it can pull back to here, or 107.50, 108.90, somewhere around there. It's still got 150 pips to go at least before this is an interesting short opportunity. and Aussie US dollar. So I'm a little hesitant with the Australian dollar at this time. I got burned last week on it, or I mean that's fine. I don't think that's hindering me. A couple reasons I'm short is one, I just don't see the chart patterns I really like. That's probably the biggest reason. But two, also, I have a one Canada yen order on already, and I'll be putting on at least one more pound order. So I want to be careful with my risk exposure, and also diversify not only on currency assets, currency pairs, but also across time. So perhaps that's what I'm saying. Perhaps tomorrow or later in the week, I can enter an Aussie dollar pair as well. Okay. Um, Here, yeah, just need that pullback. Aussie dollar is clearly in a downtrend. I still remember shorting here, not getting filled, unfortunately. But there may be an opportunity. Let's see if there may be an opportunity to short at 88.45. Let me at least, I'll add that line in here. And we'll make it black, make it a little thinner, make it dashed. Okay, that'll be if price can rally about 100 pips. Might be an interesting level to consider shorting at. 89.95 or 90 is the much better level. But we'll evaluate if it can at least reach 88.48. This is clearly a downtrend though, so looking to short. That's about it for the Australian dollar. Now the New Zealand dollar. Kiwi Canada. Okay. Price action here is, we have a doji type of pattern. In any event, not really much to do. Canadian dollar still has to rally a good bit before we can take any action. Give back or get back some of the ground that it gave away before shorting it again. The trend is clearly upwards for these Canada pairs. Kiwi Canada, Aussie Canada, dollar Canada. Euro Canada, Pound Canada. Trends clearly up on all those pairs, just waiting for that pullback. Kiwi Swiss. Okay. Here we are about middle of that range, so that's something that I don't really want to touch. I mean, there is that support level in the middle of the range, but still, it's a little too choppy. So I want to see it go to the top or the bottom. The middle could be a level to take half off if I did enter at the top or the bottom. Okay, that was Kiwi Swiss, Kiwi Yen. Okay. This is interesting. Is this let's see, this chart right down here. Huh. Okay. We're clearly at a support level. Yeah, I see no reason to not enter Kiwi Yen here. Let's see. Kiwi Yen, enter at 83.60 with a stop at, and retargeting, of course, 87. So that gives us 340 pips, 330, let's call it. Put this out. Put the stop there. 130. Oh, it's a little far away. Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. And zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm expecting this level to hold. I think this is a good 83.02. Because this support level is what we're really expecting to hold. Here's another one at 83.24. That should hold. And 83.02. So I think that's reasonable. Sometimes you got to look at different chart levels. Oh, what's going on here? Sometimes you have to look at different chart levels to get a clear idea of where the support resistance levels really are. What's going on here? Zoom in a little bit. Zoom in a little more. And there we go. Okay. So yeah, this means we're risking 63. We are gaining 330. Um, Close to 340, basically. Yeah, it's actually more like 340. Okay, so that's good. That's over 5-1. We can do that. Kiwi yen. Okay, so that's now it comes around. Well, let's finish looking at our pairs, because I already have a Canada yen pair on. Okay, now I've eyed pound Kiwi and Kiwi yen. So I want to make sure I don't have too much exposure. Generally, I don't want more than 2 trades where my stop is not at break even on the same currency in the same direction. So. But that may be fine. I may be able to put all these on, and it may not be a problem. Pound US dollar. Okay. Nothing. Pound US. What am I doing? Kiwi US. Okay. Close to the bottom of the range here. Right. However, not quite yet. Yeah, I just don't feel as well. Let's zoom in a little more. Let's see. Okay, so in this type of, if I see a little uncertainty, then what I really would like to see is lean a little more on the candlesticks and see a trading range. So if we can fall just a little bit more and see a couple small narrow candles, that will give me the confidence I need to put on a position. At this point, though, I will pass on Kiwi dollar. Okay, so that wraps it up. We've done our chart review. We now have 3 pairs that we've identified that require further examination. Let's go to pound Swiss. Okay. This one I really like. Let's zoom out just one click here. Yeah, this one, it may not get filled because we've got to pull back 130 pips, but pound Swiss can this thing's pretty volatile, so that may occur. Okay, long pound Swiss, I do like that. It might not get filled, but pound Kiwi. Now, to put both these on, that would give me full risk exposure to the pound. Okay, pound Kiwi. Do I really want to short this pair? Okay, I think I will. This really should be a black line. Has a potential level of short end. Let's zoom out a little bit. The trend is also a little upwards. I'm seeing a pattern, like where 50 is above the 200, and let's delete this line. We do have a trend line. Right, so it's going a little up. Let's change the color of that. Let's make that. What's a good color for that? Let's make it orange, I guess. Have the shade of blue. Make it thicker. Okay, so we do have that line. That shows, price is moving up a little bit. And 50 is above the 200. So this is, I don't know. I'm not as confident in this. Here's one thing I can say. If I was interested in shorting, it would be at that black line. So I'm going to pass on pound Kiwi. Maybe if it can reach 202.40, I'll be interested in shorting at that level. However, at this point, no. Okay, so we're going to cross that off. And Kiwi Yen is the other pair. Okay. And yeah, this is this I like. I also like, I think we have some confirmation that the yen has been, I've been in the long Canada yen position. This is kind of the pullback I was looking for on Kiwi yen. So yeah, we'll give this a shot. We've reached a 50% pullback from the major swing low. We've achieved that. Yeah, and this is a very nice reward risk. Okay, so I'll enter here 83.65, stop 83.02, target 87.06. That's that for the Kiwi yen. The other order I'll be placing is long pound yen. Let's pull that chart up one more time. Or excuse me, long pound Swiss. Now let's see if we get the pullback here because it kind of rallied sharply already today. But we'll go long at 47.47, stop at 46.68 with a target of 51.01. I'll have these trades documented on my blog on InformedTrades.com. That's about it. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at InformedTrades.com. Thanks and best of luck in your trading.